So from our RV park down here at Long Beach, Washington, we have a nice little walk to the beach, not very far. And then, so this morning we're going to do a practice hike, try to get about 10 miles in, going along the Discovery Trail along the beach, and then taking the Beards Hollow Trail up over the mountain to the lighthouse, and then down to the ocean. There's a little trail that goes down from there, and then return along the more of the Discovery Trail, so it'll be a little more paved and even coming back. So let's go. This is the Discovery Trail. It runs down the coast. The beach is just off to our right. We'll see it in a little bit. But it's a really nice bike path. It runs for miles and miles through the Long Beach area. And it's all this scrub pine. And you can see it's pretty foggy this morning. Everything's really wet. Some guys fishing in the surf out there. Beautiful. There's a hornet's nest here right off the trail. You can see them coming and going. They have this lovely bridge and boardwalk that goes out here, and a little explanatory sign that all this land in here actually accumulated after the jetties were built in the 1930s, and that created this wetland behind that dune that's stacked up. So it's very, very interesting. Well, it's been it's exactly 30 minutes since we left the camp, and we've made it to Beards Hollow trailhead. And it's Beards Hollow where we take the trail up the mountain. But they've got a little pit toilet here in case you need it. And then the Discovery Trail continues on across the road up there where the stop sign is. You would for sure miss it if you weren't paying attention, but there's the Beards Hollow Trail going up the mountain. Everything's going to be pretty wet in there from all the fog, but it is beautiful. I'll try to get some footage while I'm climbing. Blend in pretty well, but there are these red-legged frogs everywhere. This one right here. Yep, he's hopping off. But as you're walking down the trail, they're just jumping off to the side almost everywhere. Yep, there goes some more. So the entire hill is covered. There goes some more. These red-legged frogs. Really cool. Forest here with these huge trees and the fog. It's very primeval feeling. So one of the things you'll see around here is as soon as a tree falls, another tree grows on its stump. And in this case, the stump has completely rotted away, which actually takes quite a long time. And that leaves this elevated root system for this tree. But it's a really neat phenomenon. Okay, we've made it to the parking lot for the lighthouse. So I'm just going to head down this little paved path here and we'll get you a couple pictures of the lighthouse. Then we'll come back to the parking area, have some water and a snack, and then start preparing the food. This trip, I'm trying out my ultralight Mountain Laurel Designs Prophet. It's a 17-ounce backpack, frameless. Went with the 1 pound Z-Pax Altiplex tent and the 28 ounce, I think, Katabatic 22 degree quilt. So I'm kind of lightening up the base weight, which is everything without food and water, trying to get it down to about 11 pounds. And that includes not bringing a stove and trying to cold soak and see how that is. It seems like as long as you flavor it up enough, it's fine, but I've had some, pretty flavorless cold soaked ramen and things like that. I think the key is going to be to spice it up. So we've got some chili powder, onion powder, and garlic powder in it. That should help a lot. Okay, on to the lighthouse. So here are some old World War II bunker installations that were up here as lookout points and to be able to control the lighthouse remotely during World War II in case there were any submarines off the coast. Pretty interesting. It also acted as a weather station for the military, so the Navy could understand what was going on here. So we're going to try this cold soaking thing. We've got the couscous with the garlic powder, the chili powder, and the onion powder in here. I'm going to pour some water in it and shake it up, and it should be ready by the time I hike down to the ocean and back. And we'll see how it is. So these are the light keepers' houses. The one on the right were for the 2 alternates, and this was the main light keepers' house. They ran in 8-hour shifts to keep the lighthouse going. I ought to get some pretty cool pictures in the fog. Here's the lighthouse. These 2 buildings here were for oil storage. They used to have to carry 30 gallons up to the top every morning to make sure that they'd have enough to burn. And you can see it's pretty foggy out here. Definitely need a lighthouse. Okay, now that we've had a snack and some water, got our food soaking, we're going to try the North Head Trail and then pick up the McKenzie Head Trail down at the bottom. And that's as far as it goes, but did part of this before. It's really steep down, so it'll be really steep up. That's all part of the fun. Look at that tree in the fog. It's just beautiful. right, looks like we made it the 1.5 miles down to the McKenzie Head Trail where that star is, the "You Are Here" star. And this is very near where Lewis and Clark's party, particularly Captain Clark's party, part of the party pushed forward to find the Pacific and camped very near here. But you can see on this sign, "You Are Here," this used to be a lot closer to the ocean. It's filled in over time as all seacoasts do. But it's pretty neat to be here where it all happened. Beautiful scenery. And now we just got, here's the monument at McKenzie Head. And evidently the trail that I followed down to here was their approximate route that they had to cross the neck of land coming down the beach. So get the last quarter mile here and see what it holds. So climbed up the quarter-mile gravel road up to the high point here at McKenzie Head. Looks like there's some old World War II structures here as well. Interesting. Looks like a big turret. Here we are, McKenzie Head. You can see it through the fog, but there's a big cargo ship heading out the Columbia River past Cape Disappointment into the Pacific. There's the jetty that was built in the 1930s, and the coast. So this is roughly where Captain William Clark stood with his small hiking crew, hiked 12 miles down here to get a view of the ocean. Very historic place. So just up the trail from the viewpoint was the other side of the bunker and another gun turret. So I think I'm going to use the second level down there, that step, as a bench and have my lunch. And you can hear the ocean right there. Okay, so the cold-soaked couscous is certainly filling, but it needs something. So I think I'm going to eat it down a little bit and then see if I can pull a pack of tuna out of my pack and spice it up a little bit. All right, we just finished lunch. The tuna greatly helped the couscous. That was good. It needs some meat, so we learned something. And now we're going to hike back. I probably won't take any video until I get back to the lighthouse, where I'm going to pick up the Discovery Trail going back, which will be a little bit of new scenery. And then I think once I get back to the Beards Hollow trailhead, I'll pop out to the beach and take the beach back and take a little video there. That'll make it more interesting, a little more varied. Called Christy and let her know what my situation is, and she knows to expect me when I get there. So all is well. Okay, so we made it back to the lighthouse, and couldn't resist taking a few pictures on the way. There was some beautiful stuff. But now we're gonna pick up the Discovery Trail here on the way back, and then once we get past Beards Hollow, we'll hit the beach. That ought to be pretty neat looking too. So the other really neat and unusual thing about this area are these alder forests of alder trees. And they're just beautiful. They attract the moss. And there's these ravines that are just filled with them. It's beautiful. Okay, I made it back to the Beards Hollow trailhead. That's where last time we went up and over the mountain. That way, it's much easier coming back on the Discovery Trail. The grade's easier, etc. So now I'll look for the first exit to the beach and we'll get some beach walking in. So if you remember these big rocks we passed when we first started out, across the Discovery Trail is a path. You can hear the surf. So we'll see if we can make it to the beach this way, and then we'll see if the wind will let us stay on it. But this is pretty here. Live crab on the beach. What's up, Mr. Crab? Trying to dig himself in before the seagulls get him. So this is the highest the tide's been on the beach since we've been here. It's usually where those near breakers are just curling up and ebbing back now. It's way below that. They're usually walking out there. That was an interesting hike along the beach. I got to see the first live crab I've seen on the beach. The rest of the time it's all been, the carcasses are everywhere. The seagulls get after them pretty quick. So it's good that he was burying up. Neat pieces of driftwood. Looked like a sturgeon head had washed up. And we got to scare up a whole bunch of seagulls, which is great. So now I'm on the little path that goes back to the trailer, and what a great hike with varied scenery. Nice bike trail up a forested mountain and down, and then up and over McKenzie Point and out to where Lewis and Clark camped and first saw the Pacific Ocean. What a day. Thanks for coming with me. And remember, we're doing the impossible. That makes us mighty.